What country buys the most on Etsy? In this video, we'll be discussing about the country with the most sellers and buyers, how has that changed over the years, and how can that impact your Etsy store. Now, there are quite a few websites where you can go and research that kind of information, and the percentages vary a little, but the straightforward answer is the United States of America. So the USA is actually the biggest market on Etsy when it comes to sellers and buyers. Now in 2016, the US made for up to 75% of the entire Etsy market. However, in 2020, due to the pandemic, the percentage of the US sellers and buyers dropped from 75% to between 60 and 67%. Now, there were a few things that happened to Etsy during the pandemic, and all of those were actually positive. So they managed to increase their total platform sales in 1 year from $5 billion to $10 billion. So they actually doubled in just 1 year, and a lot of other markets such as the UK, Europe, Canada, Australia, and other countries had more and more sellers. So that is why actually the United States dropped a little when it comes to the percentage of sellers, but actually the overall market has doubled. So there are actually more sellers and more buyers than before, but now Etsy is one of the biggest marketplaces around, just like eBay and Amazon. So at this point in time, it is believed that there are around 2.9 million Etsy stores which are in the United States alone. 600,000 in the United Kingdom and 200,000 in Canada. Now you also have around 130,000 in Australia and Germany and around 100,000 Etsy stores in France. So what does that mean to you, to the average Etsy seller? It means that if you are within one of those main countries such as the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia and European Union, that means that you have a lot of business potential. That means that you can actually sell nationwide, so you can only sell within your country or to the nearby countries, whether you are in Europe or whether you are in Canada or the United States. Secondly, if your Etsy store is not within those countries or nearby, that means that you need to step up your game and you need to sell internationally as soon as possible, because those countries combined actually add up to around 90% of the total Etsy market. So if you are not shipping internationally, you are missing on a lot of business on Etsy. So you have to go and get quotes for different shipping carriers, figure out everything about import and export, and start selling internationally. The third thing, and maybe the most important, is that the United States still is the main market when it comes to Etsy, and they are still around 60 or more percent when it comes to the number of sellers and buyers. So that has to be your main focus on Etsy. So that was the video, guys. I hope now you have the answer to that question. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment below and let us know how is your journey on Etsy so far, and also where are you selling from. If you found this video useful, we have an entire series with Etsy most frequently asked questions. So make sure to check out the playlist right here and watch all of our videos, because that way you can actually grow on Etsy. Subscribe for more.